everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Today we are going to talk steakhouses in Disney World. Yeah, there are some really good places to get really good steaks in Disney World, and there are 4 main locations that are straight up steakhouses. So we're going to talk about those and give you an idea of what each one is going to be better for or worse for, which one's our favorite, and try to help you out in the steakhouse battle that is Walt Disney World. All right, first up, we're gonna head over to LaSalle. LaSalle is the steakhouse in Epcot, Canada. And this is a teeny tiny little restaurant, very small. It used to be really hard to get into before they made it way too expensive, but still a really, really good restaurant. LaSalle is one of my favorite places to get steak in Disney World. They do a great job with the steak, obviously, but they also have some fun side items and appetizers that can't be missed. Don't miss here the cheddar cheese soup appetizer, which is wonderful. You can right now get it at Refreshment Port in Epcot as well if you don't want to make a reservation at LaSalle, but it's an excellent soup, so if you happen to be eating there, be sure to get it. They also have some fun poutines on the menu here, and poutine in Canada is more of a pub grub, more of a casual dish, and here at LaSalle they sort of plussed it up a little bit, so it's a little bit higher end. It's more inspired by poutine than the straight up French fries, gravy, and cheese curds that you may be used to in Montreal or Quebec, or if you're in any Canadian pubs or Canadian bars up there. But I think it's really, really good. They usually have their signature poutine, which is great, with black diamond cheddar and kind of a red wine gravy, and they also have a couple of other poutine options on the menu that change out. Desserts here can be really good. It depends on who the pastry chef is at the time, but I really think they've done a good job with their steaks. They always have, so I'm a big fan of LaSalle. So this is where you're going to want to go if you are in Epcot, or if you're sort of not really wanting to dress up to have a great steak, because it's a theme park restaurant. You can go in your park clothes for sure. All right, there are 2 other steakhouses really close to LaSalle. There's Yachtsman Steakhouse and Shulas Steakhouse. Yachtsman is right outside of Epcot in the Yacht Club Resort, definitely within walking distance of Epcot if you go through that International Gateway exit. And Yachtsman Steakhouse is more of kind of a refined dining location. It's a signature dining location. They do specialize in steaks, obviously. They have a great porterhouse for 2. They have some fun side dishes on the menu. Something that I will say about Yachtsman is I used to love it, and in recent years, it hasn't been as good. The service is always kind of bad and kind of slow, and I haven't been loving Yachtsman as much as I love like LaSalle and Shulas. Please let us know in the comments what you think if you've been recently. I was just there a few weeks ago, and the food was fine, but the service was slow, and it was a very expensive meal. So let us know your thoughts. And of course, you know, they do slow down the service because they want you to enjoy your meal, and they want you to not feel rushed, and I understand that, but sometimes it's just glacial. So, you know, it depends on what you want, I guess, but I don't necessarily want to spend 3 or 4 hours at a meal. Though I will say I've been impressed with Yachtsman's desserts. They've kind of upped the ante there a little bit. They have a couple of very interesting desserts on the menu right now. So always keep your eye on these signature restaurants because they do change menus, they do change chefs. Keep an eye on the most recent reviews on Disney Food Blog to see kind of what's going on at those restaurants right now. Okay, across Crescent Lake over at the Dolphin Resort is Shulas Steakhouse. Now this is Don Shula from the Miami Dolphins fame. And this is a man's man steakhouse. So this is dark wood paneling. This is giant steaks and huge side dishes, huge desserts. You know, you can check out all the football memorabilia on the walls. The menu is actually printed on a football in the middle of your table. And don't worry, I'm a big football fan, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Miami Dolphins fan. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. So don't have a lot of space in my life for the Miami Dolphins, but Shulas is a really good restaurant. I'm a big steakhouse fan. I've been to a lot of excellent high-end, award-winning steakhouses, and Shulas right up there with them. They do a great job. So I can definitely recommend Shulas. It's a good date night place. It's a good meeting location if you've got a bunch of family in town. Shulas is delicious, usually pretty easy to get into relatively because it's not technically a Disney restaurant. So it's not owned by Disney and it's not in a park. So a lot of people don't even really know it's there. So go check out Shulas for sure. It's a great steakhouse. And then over at Disney Springs is SDK. This is the newest in the battle of the steakhouses in Disney World. And SDK is going to be, I guess, your sort of Vegas style steakhouse. SDK, of course, has multiple locations around the world, one of which is in Vegas. And they're going for more of a hip, nightclub vibe for sure. There's a DJ on the floor, and you're going to get very loud music there towards the middle and end of the night. You're going to get some very loud music there downstairs. There is an upstairs dining location that's a little quieter. There is an outdoor rooftop deck as well. So those are going to be better locations if you have kids with you, or if you just don't, if you want to be able to hear your dining companions, because downstairs it gets really, really, really loud there on the dance floor. So as far as food, SDK is okay. It definitely isn't my favorite steak. It's not my favorite side dishes. They do a decent job. They have some great mac and cheese. They of course have those famous Lil BRGs, which are their little burgers, little sliders. The rock shrimp dish here is amazing. I wouldn't say it's worth going to SDK for the rock shrimp, but if you happen to end up at SDK, definitely order the rock shrimp. It's killer. The truffle fries are okay. The desserts are kind of uninspired here. They've got a bag of donuts and they've got kind of a pizookie. The desserts are kind of past. There's other stuff in Disney Springs I'd rather have. And again, the vibe here is very nightclubby, so be prepared for that. So if you're trying to have a family dinner, this may not be the best place for you. But if you're going out with friends late at night, this might be great for you. The service here wasn't extraordinary when I was there. Keep that in mind as well. I would say the service is excellent at LaSalle, excellent at Shulas, and SDK and Yachtsman don't really have the best service in my experience of being there. Other great options for steak, you can head over to Morimoto Asia in Disney Springs or over to Teppan Edo in Epcot, Japan. Those are two spots where you can get actual imported Wagyu beef, which is really, really, really good. It's extremely expensive, but if you love steak, this is where you want to go. This is the best steak right now in Disney World, are these two spots. You can get Wagyu at other locations, but I don't think it's the same kind of imported, real deal Wagyu. These are the only two places I've had it that it's been impressive. So don't forget, there's lots of other places to grab a steak in Disney World where they have really, really yummy stuff. Mama Melrose still has that great steak. They brought back the steak with the mac and cheese. The Boathouse is a wonderful option for steaks. They sort of alternate between being a seafood house and a steakhouse. So I can always recommend Boathouse. They're doing great stuff in that kitchen. California Grill has some decent steaks once in a while. Flying Fish can do steaks pretty well. Narcoossee's can do steaks pretty well. Chico and Brown Derby, both good options. So there's definitely great places to get good steak, but we wanted to go over those kind of top 4 dedicated steakhouses for you to help you make your decision as to where you're going to go to get your steak on date night. So let us know in the comments what you think. Where have you gotten a great steak in Disney World? What are your favorite places to go for date night in Disney World as well? And please give us a like and a subscribe. We can't wait to hear what you think. If you subscribe to the channel, we'll be sure to let you know in your inbox when our next videos come out. So this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.